Kawhi Leonard is already taking games off. My playoff predictions, they're in a whack. We'll get into all of that on Lucky Number Sports. It is another day in paradise. What is up, everybody? It is yours truly, JC Bobby, coming at you guys, the Lucky Number YouTube channel podcast. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, leave the comments below on what you think about this video and the channel. I do read them, so I do want to hear your feedback. We have been usually dropping about one episode a week. I want to up my game, but I'm full-time in school. I have a full-time job as well. So it's kind of hard. So we're pushing one a week right now. Hopefully soon, when we get more viewership, more subscribers, we can push out more videos. Bunch of stuff going on. So it's always something to talk about, like Kawhi Leonard. So guys, if you guys haven't heard yet, Kawhi Leonard has missed out on 2 games this year. 2 out of 8 games Kawhi Leonard has missed. Clippers are 5-3. In the whole season. So for those 8 games, they're 5-3. They're 0-2 without Kawhi Leonard, and they're 5-1 with Kawhi Leonard. Those 2 losses came from the hands of Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks, as well as the Utah Jazz gave them another loss. Guys, I don't really know what to say about this, man. First, I was thinking about it, and I was like, if you're going to sit out, go ahead and sit out early. Get those middle games closer to the All-Star break in. In an athlete's mind, the regular season doesn't mean as much to them as the playoffs do. And honestly, to a regular fan, they rather win a championship as well. But then I started really thinking about it. And I was like, man, if I would have bought tickets to that game, I would have been so mad. Because I went to go watch Kawhi Leonard have a great game against Giannis Antetokounmpo, who also I wanted to have a great game, but I ended up not getting Kawhi Leonard. That would have made me mad. It's only 8 games in, and he's already taken 2 off. From my understanding, and from what I've been researching and watching, it looks like he's only going to play 65 games this year. 65. To put that in perspective, he only played 60 last year with the Raptors. He did win a championship though, but that's only 5 games more. And he's supposed to be more healthy. I mean, he had a year under his belt. He was able to work out, do his regular routine. So you would think that he would be able to play more games, but from what it's looking like, he might only be playing 65 games this year. That's a bummer. And it'd be cool if you would go ahead and tell people what games are going to sit out so I don't have to buy a ticket, because I plan on going to the Clippers-Rockets game on the 22nd. And I'm hoping that Kawhi Leonard plays. I'm hoping that James Harden plays. I'm hoping that Russell Westbrook plays, because that's going to be a really good game. And fingers crossed they do play. And Kawhi Leonard, man, you have to get out there. And I know that Kawhi Leonard was put into the injury report with a hurt knee. Therefore, he really can just rest whenever they say that he needs to rest. Whenever his knee starts flaring up, or whenever he needs some extra time off of that knee, he can rest the game. And they'll call it load management, but with him being on that injury report, it won't be under load management because he's injured. So Kawhi Leonard can basically rest however many games he wants and then come to the playoffs and just, dominate. But you know what this really is going to do? This is really going to change a lot of people's perspective on who the best player in the planet really is. Man, it's the beginning of the season, it was all Kawhi Leonard for me. I mean, he was the finals MVP. He got a lot better on the offensive side of the ball. So I had him as the best player in the planet. And now I look at a guy over in the same exact arena on the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is playing like a freaking man. He's playing like a man. LeBron James, out of the 7 games that they've played, he's played in all 7 games. Whenever I think of load management, instead of missing games, why don't you just lower the minutes? Instead of playing 38 minutes, you're going to play 28 minutes, 33 minutes. It's not a lot of rest, but it is going to make a difference when it comes to the playoffs. So a lot of people like to talk about how Popovich would rest players. Pop rested players by reducing their minutes, not by cutting them out completely of games. Now, every now and then you would have a Pop player off without being injured. He'll be off that game. But majority of the time, Pop was lowering minutes. He wasn't taking them completely out of games. And that's what I think Kawhi Leonard is doing wrong. He just needs to lower his minutes. He doesn't need to stop playing in general. He just needs to lower his minutes. It's not fair for the fan that we pay for the tickets. It's not fair for the TV contract that they have with ESPN. It's just not fair all around. We pay for a product that we want to see. We want to see Kawhi Leonard on the court with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That didn't happen. It was a marquee matchup, and I'm salty about it. So that's all I'm going to talk about it, because I don't even want to go too much into it because it just gets me salty. You know, oh man. Why? Let's just go on. We're just going to move on. We're going to talk about our next topic. Our next topic is how whacked up my predictions are. How whacked up my predictions are, guys. So right now, sitting at the top of the West, you got the Los Angeles Lakers sitting at 6-1. You got the Dallas Mavericks sitting at 5-2. The Denver Nuggets sitting at 5-2. The Phoenix Suns sitting at 5-2. The LA Clippers sitting at 5-3. The Utah Jazz sitting at 5-3. The Houston Rockets sitting at 5-3. And then the San Antonio Spurs sitting at 4-3. So the only team really in the West that is kind of below the pack is the Pelicans. They're sitting at 1-6. Now, it's so early in the season that a lot of these records are worse than you would think, depending on their strength of schedule for each given team. So I like to wait until the All-Star break to get a better picture of what the NBA is going to actually look like this year. But week 2 into the NBA, that's what we have on the Western Conference. On the East, we have number 1, you got Boston Celtics at 5-1. You have the Milwaukee Bucks at 6-2. The Miami Heat at 5-2. The Philadelphia 76ers at 5-2. The Toronto Raptors at 5-2. The Charlotte Hornets at 4-3. The Indiana Pacers at 4-4. And the Detroit Pistons at 4-5. Honestly, guys, my playoff rankings are not doing that great. But I will say the only team on the East that is shocking me, I guess, is the Hornets. But I don't see that happening too much longer. I don't see the Hornets staying in the playoff picture. They're just not that good, honestly. My Orlando Magic are looking terrible. They're just looking terrible. Terrible. Jonathan Isaac is looking very good, believe it or not. Marco Fultz, he is coming up with somewhat of a shot. And then Aaron Gordon is actually looking decent. But as a team, they're just not getting it done. Sitting at 2-6, number 14 in the East. What is going on with you guys? Come on, yo. I'm a lifelong Magic fan, as you guys know, and I cannot handle this. I will cancel my YouTube channel if they do not make the playoffs. I take that back. I can't do that. I'm trying to make some money. But come on, Magic. We got to make the playoff, man. We got to make the playoffs. We're too close. We have improved too much every year to not make the playoffs this year. So my Magic, y'all need to get it together. And we need to get Bamba more playing time. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, like the video, and don't forget, stay lucky.